Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel. It's time for your Wednesday pick and roll live stream here for May 14th. And we have a couple of NBA games on the slate today. A couple of series could end today. One extra game to talk about tomorrow. We also had some good games yesterday to discuss, which makes for a loaded episode today. Make sure if you guys enjoy along the way that you do, hit that like button to support the channel. Also, make sure you do subscribe. Keep up to date with our playoff content. As always, we're going to start off with a recap of the previous show's bets. 2 picks from the previous show, and unfortunately, it was just 1-1 on that show for us. So slight loss in the juice for Buddy Hield over 13.5 points. Ends with 13 points, unfortunately, but Aaron Neesmith goes over his 11.5 points, also with 13 points. So didn't quite get the number that we wanted there with Pips. Neesmith covers despite the fact he shot poorly.
Yeah, I'm very happy with my bet on Neesmith. He couldn't make he was 1 from 7 from 3, and he's one of the best shooters in the league. Like, he's shooting 43% from 3, and he was 5 from 14. Also, like, poor shooting, even missed a free throw. So overall, that usage, let's see, in the regular season when he got more than 12 field goal attempts, he averaged 20 points. So on average, with 14 shots, he's clearing this line by double. So I love that. But Buddy was also got decent volume up. Poor shooting night. He was 4 from 11. And also missed free throw as one of the best shooters in the league. So yeah, it is what it is. Still like it. 35 minutes, huge minutes. 11 field goal attempts plus 4 free throws for that kind of line should be like winning for Buddy, but yeah, it's okay. We are good.
Well, on the season, if anybody's curious, the hook counter is now underwater a little bit. 16 wins on hooks, 17 losses on hooks this season. But the goal of the hook counter is to show that you're going to get about 50-50 in the end. And that's what we have over the sample of the season. Though previous 2 seasons, I think we were a bit more negative. Anyways, this season, very slightly, but hey, a little bit more to go. Let's jump into things here today. Couple games yesterday. We had the end of the Pacers and Cavaliers series. Obviously, injuries did play a part, but Indiana win in 5. Not sure. Many people had Indiana coming out of this series, but what were Indiana able to do here? Back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals appearances. What were they able to do here to come out ahead of the 1-seed Cavs?
I mean, they played great pace. They attacked the weaknesses of the Cavs. Like, they were going after Garland a ton. But yeah, I mean, you lose a game by single digits while you shot 25% from the 3 and opponent is shooting 45. And I don't think quality of the looks was much better for Pacers. So it always comes down to this. It was a thing for the entire series besides one game. Just unbelievable shot making by Pacers. But they play like that. Like, they push the pace. They do it very well in transition, and yeah, they get the looks and they get the shooters. Like, it's not a surprise that Nesmith and Halliburton and Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, are making those shots. Like, they are shooting well the entire season. So yeah. But on the other side, I don't know what happened with Max Strus, 0 from 9.
Max Strus was talking pretty big ahead of
Yeah.
the game, and then goes 0 of 9. Not a great look for him.
He makes 2 more threes, and maybe Cavs win. So I don't know. Also, Garland, I honestly think it will be better if Garland didn't return. The way he played last 3 games, it's horrible on defense, horrible on offense. Didn't bring nothing for this team. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. I think he gave it all on the court. Didn't shoot properly, didn't shoot quite well in the last game, but he was obviously playing through the injury. So you have Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Garland, all 3 playing, 3 best players on the team playing through injuries. I honestly surprised that came even this close. Like, yeah.
I give a lot of credit to the Pacers because they dictated the tempo of this series, the pace when they pushed the pace, played at their speed, they were the better team, and hence why they come through in this series. But a credit to them for imposing their will on the series, getting their play style involved and dictating that. As I said, for the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, like as phenomenal as he is, can't do it alone. Just not that type of players. Like there's like a handful of players who can just will their team to win this series. Just Donovan Mitchell, not quite good enough, despite the fact he's all NBA talent. And on the injury front, I kind of agree with you on Garland, but like last season, Jared Allen dealt with injuries. This series, when Garland was dealing with injuries, there was a lot of pressure from the fan base and from media for those guys to get back out there on the floor. So I don't think not playing was really an option. They maybe shouldn't have played, but there was so much pressure on them to kind of force themselves to play despite the injury because of how big the games were. So I can understand why they pushed themselves to come back and play. So I can't fault them for that.
Definitely agree on that part. Just saying, like the way he played, I
Yeah.
think they will do much better without him. Like, okay, couldn't make buckets on offense, but he was the food on defense. Like he made every offensive possession better and easier for the. So I'm just like saying, like, okay, fans want you back on the court, but they don't understand what does that can do for the team. I would love more minutes for Okoro instead of Darius Garland in this series for sure. And I think it
for
does
the defense. Yeah.
for the yeah. I mean, when you have Struz, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, Hunter, you kind of okay with playing some defensive players rather than hurt guy who is not good on offense now and worse on defense. So I definitely think the biggest issue with this Cleveland Cavaliers lineup is that guards number 1, 2, and 3 are horrible on defense. It doesn't work in the playoffs, and it's shown this season. I don't think anyone will try this moving forward. I don't think anyone ever try to have 3 negative players through point guard, shooting guard, and small forward.
It's been a bit of a conversation for a few years now. Can that team succeed with that level of defense? Now,
Can you
granted,
can you remember? Can you remember like Portland Trailblazers when they played like CJ, Dame, and I don't know who was a 3, but also negative. Like that never worked. I can't remember any time in the history that team that had 3 poor negative defensive players had success.
who was the 3? Was it Mo Harkless comes to mind? Maybe that's too far back. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I've said that in the past about this Cavs team. Granted, this year they're better than previous years, and they weren't healthy, so don't quite get the full scope. But you're right. Not having that point of attack defense does make it more difficult. We'll go to the next game from yesterday. We had the Nuggets and the Thunder. This was another very good game. And going to the fourth quarter, Nuggets, I think, were up by 8 going into the fourth. A lot of people were saying that the champion might be the team that wins this game. The champion might be on the floor right now. Just depends who wins this game. And full credit to the Thunder. It was expected they'd have an easier go at things, I think, a little bit in this series. Denver have made it extremely difficult, and we're making it extremely difficult in Game 5. But I give a ton of credit to the Thunder in the fourth quarter for finding a way to come back. Lou Dort, who has been horrific in this series, hit some big shots in the fourth quarter of this game to get the Thunder back in it. And even though he's not shooting very well at all, like neither are anybody else that's really starting for the Thunder. So like Game 4, as bad as Dort was, one starter made a 3 in that game, and it was Lou Dort. No other starters made a 3. So he came through in some big moments. I think that the strength for the Thunder is they have enough depth that when guys aren't playing, like they have enough guys where they might get a good game out of somebody. So like maybe it's Aaron Wiggins in Game 4, where the Nuggets are very thin, like razor thin, and maybe that's where the Thunder came through. What did you think of Game 5?
I said it. We even clipped it. I said that no, I don't think Denver has chance in Game 5. I think their time to shine is at home, as always, taking that high altitude, tired legs on the series and taking it home. So first four game of the series, it was very surprising. It was 2-2 with how poorly Jokic played,
Yeah.
and then we get game
He's
five
great.
where even everyone else besides Gordon played poorly, and it was 2-2. And then you get game five, Jokic, unbelievable game, nothing from anyone else.
Yeah.
Like Jokic didn't get absolutely any help, especially in the fourth quarter. I think there is data that said non-Jokic they were 1 from 15 in the fourth. So yeah, if we exclude Jokic, the Nuggets were 1 from 15, 1 from 15 in the fourth quarter. So he got zero help in the fourth. So yeah, on the other side, you have like it's always like that. When the game is close, it's always decided by like one possession. Brown is left wide open. He breaks a three. Then next possession, I think was like Dort or someone makes tough one, and it's done. When these are low possessions games, 1-3 it means a ton. And yeah, Thunder shot 43% from three. When we look at the Nuggets, we had Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. combining for 4 from 23.
Yeah.
That's just yeah. I mean, I'm okay with like Gordon 1 from 5, but MPJ and Jamal being 3 from 18, and those are the guys you are supposed to make shots. Is that's horrible. Yeah, they even try to play like Julian Strouter to just try to
Yeah.
get something. Yeah, didn't go well. So yeah, I think Jamal Murray has been poor. Like I know when you look at the overall numbers for the playoffs, it doesn't look poor because in the games, some games he did put, but overall he's
When
like
he's hot, he's hot, and when he's not,
yeah
he's very not.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know, but I definitely think that Denver can win game five, game six at
Game six.
home,
Yeah.
and then whatever happens in game seven. I would say like the every game. OKC got something from role players. Last game it was Dort and Caruso. Game before that was Casey Wallace and Aaron Wiggins. Game before that was someone else, but no one step up in either game for the Denver.
Yeah.
I hope we like Westbrook last three games was horrible. Yeah, they have nothing. Brown horrible 3 from 12. Porter Jr. scored like 2 points combined in the last two games. Like just nothing. If they get something at home, as they should get something at home, I think they win.
Let's look forward now. Let's go to the games that are today. First of all, we have the New York Knicks plus 4.5 on the road in Boston. Plus 4.5, despite the fact that Jason Tatum will not be playing. Very sad injury. Tore his Achilles. He was in the midst of a sensational game in Game 4. Tore his Achilles. He might miss the entirety of next season as well. So big offseason coming up for Boston. But they hope the offseason doesn't begin after tonight. And they're still favored on the spread. How much does this change? Obviously, it changes the series a lot. But do you think Boston can still win this game without Tatum? What do you think it'll take from them?
Yeah, I think they can. I mean,
Oh, yeah, favored, I guess. So
yeah, game five was them. So they were down two, and they won game three, and they were like, okay, we are back. We are back. If we just keep doing this, we win. And then they played horrible defense in the game four. Like unbelievable how poor they were. Like they were doing exactly what Knicks wanted in every possession. And then on the other side, I honestly think like obviously Tatum is an unbelievable player, both sides of the court. But let me see, like I know one possession. I forgot to send the clip. Maybe Kevin can share. It was like Celtics up 8 fourth quarter, and Tatum holds the ball, and he's dribbling, He passed the court with 20 seconds on the clock. When he attacked, it was 7 seconds left on the clock. He was dribbling the ball in one spot for 13 seconds, waiting to some switch to happen to get good matchup to Hunt. Honestly, that were so many possessions in this series. Now without Tatum, maybe they start moving the ball. Like it could be just that. Like
yeah,
maybe they just run run some organized offense,
Yeah.
and then get looks and then win. Like they won the game against the Magic without Tatum and played better than most other games. So Tatum is huge, great player, but maybe moving the ball helps more than having Jason Tatum out there. So I don't know. Uh, I'm
I see your point.
targeting.
I see your point.
Yeah.
They're worse
I
without him, but they might have a better play style
yeah
without him as well. I
yeah.
see what you're saying.
He this entire series was like Jason Tatum being up like point forward, and just everything was going through him, and they were waiting for him. Now, like when I watched the Boston killing teams in the regular season, it was pace and pass. Like they like drive, kick, rotate, move the ball, and then wide open three, they make it, and that's it. In this series, even though their 3-point shooting numbers are not great, they're kind of not letting that many great looks from three. Like if you look, they have the most threes attempted in the entire playoffs, and they are, I think, have the least wide open threes in the entire playoff, which is unbelievable. So yeah, I think we'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
I will bet Pritchard threes in this one, just by
Hey,
like they need him out
look at
there.
this.
Yeah,
We already have a comment
yeah,
about it. Peyton
yeah.
Pritchard over 2.5 threes.
Minus 115 FanDuel, up to minus 120 playable, definitely.
All right.
I need to share the screen
yeah.
for this one. I forgot, but
all right.
so first off, looking at the entire season, he covered this in more games than not, averaging 3.1 makes, 56%, zero filters. Let's exclude games where he played over 36 minutes, and let's exclude games where he played under 24 minutes. Clear this one in 60% of the games, averaging 3.2. But I want to see something else. Let's look at the games where Tatum didn't play and where Jalen Brown played. In those games, he averaged 4.1 threes. Also, need to look at the 3-point attempts. So in 8 games with Brown, without Tatum, he averaged 10.3 attempts from three. Huge games in attempts, obviously against the Portland and Detroit. Also had horrible matchups against Orlando, where he shot 5 and 3. So it kind of averages out. But let's look now at the usage in those games. Average usage in those games was 20%, 21, 22%. So if we take a look at this, now without Tatum, he should be playing 30 plus minutes. As the only guy from the bench they actually run, it will be him, probably Porzingis starting. I don't know. We'll see. But let's say that he plays 26 minutes at least and up to probably 36. In that range, he averaged 70% clear rate. But now going back to the usage, without Tatum, his usage is much higher. So looking at some range between like 16 and 26% usage, he covered this in 88% of the games. Obviously, a ton of these games came against horrible teams. So now let's exclude like the worst teams, like everyone below average. He covered in this in 94% of the time. Let's even exclude like look against top 10 defensive teams. Hit in 9 out of 10, averaging 3.9 threes with this kind of usage and with this kind of minutes. Hit 5 threes against the Knicks, 6 against the Clippers. Only under came against the Clippers when he shot 1 from 7. Now let's look at the series against the Knicks or overall games against the Knicks this season. Head to head against the Knicks, he hit this in only 3 out of 8 games, but some games he played 17 minutes. That's just don't think that's important. They were healthy. So when he played 22 plus minutes against the Knicks, he covered this in 3 out of 6. But we can see that he averaged 7.3 threes. If you look in the playoffs so far in the series, 3 games, 10, 5 from 10, 3 from 9, in 22 minutes only. 9 attempts in 22 minutes, and 2 from 5 in the first game. So let's exclude the minutes. Last game, played 20 minutes off the bench, shot 7 threes. if he's playing 26, 28, 30 minutes, which I expect minimum 30 minutes without Tatum, that's probably like 10 threes attempted in those minutes. As I said already, 5 from 10 in the game 3 that they won. Game 2, only 22 minutes, he averaged 9 attempts. So when you look at the entire series, he averaged 7.8 threes attempted per game in 25 minutes. So if you take a look on the entire season, when he takes 7 to 8 threes, he's over in 60% of the time. When we look at 7 to 9, he's like 63% of the time. Do I think he attempts 7 or 8? I think maybe I could see him being up at 10. So I'm favoring this one for Pritchard. And honestly, I don't see who is going to play for them without Tatum. Like Tatum was playing like the biggest minutes on the team, and Porzingis doesn't look like he can play more than 25 minutes. So bench is kind of empty for them. If you move like from Tatum playing huge minutes to like Porzingis getting some minutes, you get Peyton Pritchard and Cornet from the bench to play like, I don't know, 40 minutes. So it will probably be Cornet like 10 and Pritchard at least 30.
So first pick, Peyton Pritchard, 3+3s, -115 of FanDuel, good to -120. We'll keep it going in just a second here, but let's talk about FanDuel, our presenting sponsor here, because Pick and Roll, as always, is brought to you by FanDuel. As we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs, we still have a bunch more games to go, and you think you know how they're going to go down, then make those predictions pay off with FanDuel. Just build your perfect parlay, activate the promo boost available that day, and lock in your bet. If it hits, it's a bigger payout for you at no extra cost. For Wednesday, it's the Hump Day Parlay Profit Boost token, so you can use that, build up your parlay. Again, bigger payout at no extra cost. So don't be a spectator in the postseason. Head to FanDuel.com/board. That's FanDuel.com/board, or go to the link in the description to download America's #1 sportsbook and make every moment more. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Okay, keep it moving here. Another game to talk about today. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves, -11 favorites in Game 5. Opportunity to close out the series against the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, a bit of a tainted series because Steph Curry has been dealing with a hamstring injury. He is listed currently as out for this game. Maybe he returns for Game 6 if Golden State can get there. But, Pips, do you think Golden State can get there or will get there?
Yeah, highly doubted, honestly. Just they don't have much to work with, as we've seen in the last game. Like offense is Jimmy, Kuminga, Hield, then Draymond, Looney, Gary Payton. Like that's just not enough to compete. And the Wolves have somehow Randall being the best player in this series so far, which is quite surprising, knowing how he usually, not how he usually. We are probably like maybe like we are looking at Randall from that Knicks series when he was completely awful, but that was coming back from the injury. But so far in the playoffs, Randall averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting 50-35 from the floor. Like he's been playing really well. Like even when we compare it to Anthony Edwards' numbers, I think maybe we could say that he is having the unbelievable season. So yeah, when you have Randall playing well and you have Edwards playing well and you have great defense with McDaniels, Nick Alexander Walker, Gobert, Nasrid hitting every three, like it's tough. So hopefully they finish here and Denver wins game 6. So even though if OKC goes into the next round, into the finals of the series of the conference, we have well rested and prepared Wolves to give some to fight, to
Yeah,
have some chance to win against the OKC.
yeah. There'll be second consecutive year Timberwolves go to the conference final. So pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for this team, 100%. Betting wise, anything for this game?
No, nothing from this game.
All right. We do have. Let's go to. We do have a question from this one here, so we'll go to some of the questions, and we'll go to the Thunder game. But Philip NBA asked about Jimmy Butler under 26.5 points at -120.
Yeah, he took game 4, game 3. He took 26 field goal attempts. In game 5, he took 9. But they kind of took away some from him. But if they need any, if they can have any chance in this series, it's Jimmy performance. I don't see it, so kind of lean under, but definitely not a fan of betting that under. So yeah,
Right.
tough one.
Gary Payton under 10.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, that's something I could see. They can afford his minutes on the court, and also the matchup is quite difficult for him. So I would say not seeing him playing more than 20 minutes, maybe like I don't know, like 12, 10 to 12 to 18. And then if you take a look on the season, he's under this line in a ton of games. If we exclude any good defense, we can see that he's under this line in, I don't know, like 12 out of 15 games, averaging 8.6. So definitely a good bet. When look at the games head to head, both games 8 and 8. So yeah, could see it definitely.
And on this game as well, how about running back Julius Randle? This time, though, over 21.5 points, -111.
Yeah, that's not running back, guys. Running back is playing the same line. We bet over 18.5 twice, and the line just adjusted. When we spoke, I said this line should be 20.5. When we bet over 18.5, I said the line should be 20.5, and now it's even 21.5. So definitely not fan of over on 21.5.
All right, let's move now to the next game. We've got the big game 6, Oklahoma City Thunder away at Denver. This is where Denver thrive. At home, 5,280 feet, I think it is. I don't really like that gimmick there, but hey, it's altitude. It's tough to play in. Big home court advantage, one of the best in the NBA. Yet still, 4.5-point underdogs here. Prediction from you: does this series go to 7?
Yes, I do think it goes to 7.
I hope it does.
Yeah, I also hope it does, and I do think it goes to 7. Nikola should be. I don't know how to even say, but should be leading his team there.
We'll see.
And we need. And
he had a really good
we
game
need-
5, but yeah, go ahead.
We need some help. We need some help for our guy. I'll do some big semi game parlay
Okay.
for this one. Yeah, it will be big price, so we'll probably put some small units. But let me just go there. Yeah, we'll go at Denver winning game.
Okay. So,
Nikola.
money line?
Yep. Nikola to score over 28.5 points, regular line.
Okay. Jokic, 20.5.
Let me just see something. Jokic over 28.5. Christian Brown over 2 threes.
Brown 2.5 threes. Okay.
Over 1.5. Over 1.5.
1.5. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just make sure 2+ isn't better. It's the same. Okay.
And let me just see something for additionally.
So far, Nuggets money line, Jokic over 28.5 points, Christian Brown over 1.5 threes.
Yep. Let me just see something. Let's add. I don't know if there is lines for like players. Yeah, there is not alternative lines. It was up and it moved, but I think this should be good.
Just as it is here?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it is plus 599.
Plus 599 for those 3 legs. Again, Nuggets money line, Jokic over 20.5 points, Christian Brown over 1.5 threes. Definitely correlated here. If Jokic plays well, gets over his points, Nuggets more likely to win this game. But do you want to walk us through anything here?
Correlated. Like we need Jokic will have I think they won last game even though he had a good looks and great game. Think he'll do well at home here. I'll open up on the screen just to show Nikola Jokic can do much last game. So usage went actually a bit down for the last game for Jokic, and he still covered this in 44 points. Just found everything. Christian Brown in this series so far, if you take a look at the head-to-head games this season, covered this in 6 out of 9 games. Last 3 games, 6, 9, and 8 attempts from 3. It's just they are just okay with Christian Brown taking threes now back at home. If they win, they need Christian Brown to make some shots because like very correlated with the winning. Jokic as well, as I said, and that's it. Not much there. Like Jokic shots need to fall, and some role guy needs to make shots in order to Thunder to win. So it's very much correlated, all 3 bets. And I do like the volume Brown was getting, and this is a big game for Jokic, so elimination game. So I do expect him to cover these points.
Okay, so Nuggets money line, Jokic 20.5 points, Christian Brown 2+ threes, plus 599 on FanDuel. And as I said, the Hump Day Parlay Profit Boost token available for today on FanDuel. So you can even bump this number up further. And we're gonna go half unit on these big same game parlays. Half unit, yeah.
Yep.
I always forget to put that in the initial post. We should assume we're not
Also-
going full unit here.
Yeah, and also shop around. FanDuel is sharpest probably on this stuff. I still like it there, but you can get these better prices out there for sure.
Okay, so that'll be the second official pick, and that's it for games to cover. Let's go to the chat. If you guys have any bets for today, so we've done a couple of these already. Let's go back. Actually, let's stay on this game here. Drask was asking about Jokic under assists at 1.8 odds. What do you think?
No. The reason for this is like I expect the role guys to make shots. I mean, you can do it. I still lean under, but I'm just explaining why it's not that great. Last game he had 20 potential assists. Like he was giving them looks. They just didn't make any. And now back at home, a do or die game, I like expect them to make some. Like these shooting Warriors last couple of games has been insane for the Denver. So the only reason, yeah, I do think that's minus 125. I do think that could be actually a good price here. So just think value is there. Like 7.5 should be the probable line, and in that case, I will lean over. But 8.5 at that price should probably be like a good under bet.
Okay, let's go to Alex Caruso over 7.5 points.
I prefer probably 2+3s. If he makes 1 threes and 2 twos, that's an under. It probably needs to make 2 threes in that and he's getting the looks, he's getting the minutes, and he's making those shots. So if you take a look at the series, head to head, he covered the threes in all games but one, and the game he didn't cover was a huge blowout where he only played 10 minutes. Last 3 games he played 23, 28, 24, got up 5, 5, and 6 attempts, and we have huge plus money like plus 125, plus 110 on this one. So I kind of prefer over threes. They are leaving him wide open, so
Yeah.
and he can make them.
Then let's go back to the Celtics Knicks game. How about Al Horford under 9.5 points at about minus 115?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Like he's playing probably like 40 minutes and not Tatum now. Like maybe it's still under for even though he will play so many minutes. Because the only game he covered, he shot 3 to 4 from threes, but there he had some games like 4 points, 11 attempts, 7 points, 1 from 5 from 3 while being 40% shooter. So yeah, I don't know. Don't have much to say about this one, unfortunately.
Okay, and last player prop, I think here. Yeah, we'll have Karl Anthony Towns under 9.5 points, minus 116.
They had quite good success against Towns defending him with Jason Tatum, and now they need to defend him with bigs, which he usually is much quicker than them. He covered in 3 straight games, and now not Tatum. I actually think he could be. I could actually leaning over on this one.
Okay, and finally, just anywhere on the spread. Do you lean any direction on the Celtics and Knicks spread? I see 4.5 here on FanDuel. Market wise, yeah, it's not 3.5, 4.5. Do you lean any direction on the spread?
3.5. I definitely lean on Celtics because that's great line.
Well, yeah, if you have 3.5, you should play that.
Yeah. Opinion wise, as I said, like I'm very interested to see how they play without Tatum. I do expect them to play much more organized offense. But I don't know how can you defend with Porzingis who is not healthy and Horford who is just too old. So last game Horford got exposed at like unbelievable level. They were just playing through him every single possession. So I don't know. Now he needs to play 40 minutes. I don't know what to even do on defense with Porzingis and Horford out there.
Okay, that will do it for the show today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Second, I bought the points for 3.5. Please don't do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I need to address that. Like,
Didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you're playing like minus 145 probably for that, or don't do it, guys. Buying points is totally not worth it.
It's designed to cost more than it should, essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you pretended that didn't exist and you weren't like physically not allowed to buy points, you'd be better off. Always. Almost always. There's always exceptions.
Yeah. It's always in the price, and it's even worse price. Like if it's like a minus 150, let's say it's minus 110 at 4.5, and you are now getting minus 145, for example, for minus 3.5. It should be like minus 140, I would say, just to explain it. So yeah, it's definitely, and yeah, there is no key number in the NBA for this kind of plays. So
it's still, even in NFL, it'd still be priced in to not be worth
even more. I would say that they actually pay much more attention with NFL on that stuff than on the NBA. Yeah.
So yeah, never buy points anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No,
don't do it.
It's 99% of the time not worth it. So don't even bother. All right, guys, that'll do it for the show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Friday, probably not going to have a show, unfortunately. Just not a lot of games to cover, and it's going to be very, very sharp lines for that point of the series. But look out for us on Twitter at The Board HQ, and make sure you have notifications on here on YouTube so you know when the next show is going up and when we're going to be live again. So We see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's see what we do have for the official picks for today. 2 picks in play. We have Peyton Pritchard, 3+3s over 2.5, depending where you are. But we got 3+3s for -115 at FanDuel. And then we played the big SGP, half a unit for the Nuggets money line. Jokic over 28.5 points. Christian Brown, 2+3s. +599 at FanDuel. You can shop around for maybe some better prices. You can also use the Hump Day Parlay Profit Boost token on FanDuel to boost that number up further than I was able to find anywhere in market. So see if you're able to do that. Sign up to FanDuel with the link in the description, and we will see you again next time for more from Pick and Roll presented by FanDuel.